Because what I want to do is present something to you that will seem nonsensical, that will seem like it couldn't be true, that will fly in the face of your direct experience. And that if you can open to it, and if you can let it in, has the potential to transform your life. The Do What You Love Living on Purpose process involves a number of elements. It's about inside-out living. It's about creating meaningful wealth. It's about attracting clients. It's about a whole bunch of things. And in each of these 2-day programs, we're going to be diving into one of those areas in depth.
By doing the one workshop, my client load filled up to the point where I have a 3-month to 8-month waiting list now. I've doubled my rates, and I am having a life I never dreamed possible.
What I'd offer to you is that the most valuable thing that you can get this weekend is a different way of perceiving reality. I want you to hold it and recognize that this coin or this note or whatever represents some representation to some degree that you've managed to express the value that you truly are into the world. Whether this represents 0.000001 of an expression of your value. Because here's the thing, who you really are is priceless, is invaluable.
A lot of the material that Jamie has helped me to understand has really enabled me to make some significant shifts, some really profound shifts, and also to do that in a very, very short space of time.
Jamie as a trainer is fantastic. I love his conversational style of training. I didn't get the sense from him that he knew more or had more than I did. He was basically sharing himself, his insights, his life and how he was, and I found him to be really, really authentic. So yeah, if you haven't done it, I highly recommend that you do it, and it's been a fantastic weekend.
The people I know who are doing jobs they don't like, because that gives them a feeling of safety or a feeling of security, you know, the familiarity and that sort of thing. And it's sort of like, what hourly wage is it worth for their life to suck? It sort of is. That's sort of what's going on. It's like, I'm willing to have a life that sucks as long as you'll pay me £20 an hour.
That for probably about 5 years now, I've been searching for what my purpose was, what I was put on this earth to do, and what you've given me this weekend is that I'm perfect, whole and complete just as I am, and whatever I do is okay, and that's great, and that's such a massive distinction for me that I know is going to take me out, and sort of carry me from this point forward. So, thanks to you, Jamie, the price I paid for this was, I got tenfold.
Who saw Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Either. I was watching the new one, and there was this quote, when Charlie gets one of the 5 winning tickets, 5 golden tickets, and his family are incredibly poor, and so he decides that he wants to sell that ticket and get the money for it. And he tells this to his Grandpa George, and I don't know if I'll be able to make it through this without crying, but I'll try. His Grandpa George says, "There's plenty of money out there. They print more and more of it every day. But that ticket, there are only 5 of them. And that's all there's ever going to be. Only a dummy would give this up for something as common as money. Are you a dummy?" Almost got through it. And I think about that, and I think about my life, and I think about your lives. And there's plenty of money out there, but there's only one of you. And there's only one of your life. And there's only one of your gifts and what you're here to give to the world. And only a dummy would give that up for money. Are you a dummy? Don't do that. Don't give up your life for money. Get into a real relationship with money where you see it as what it is. It's not a source of security. It's a creative tool. It's a way of you creating and giving your gifts to the world and making a difference in the world and bringing your gifts to life. However you go forward from here, I really want you to take that with you.
I know deep in my heart that the more on purpose I live, the more I will have a life that is beyond even my wildest imagination. And trust me, I have a wild imagination.
It's absolutely life-changing. It really is.
To keep holding on to it. And so I was like, oh, it's a good idea to make juice every day. And so I started making juice every day. So take a step that way. And oh, it's a good idea to go to the gym 4 times a week. So I start going to the gym 4 times a week. And oh, it's a good idea to visualize every day how I'll be when I'm slim, fit, and healthy. So I start doing that every day. And that. And I've got a lot of willpower, right? A lot of willpower. So after 6 months, I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, it's a good idea to never eat sugar. So I'm like, okay, I'll never eat sugar. Then one day, after 6 months or 9 months or 10 months, one fucking chocolate biscuit. One fucking chocolate biscuit. And all of a sudden, boing!
I've got the freedom now to actually relax about the worrying and enjoying using the money as a tool that I've got to do the things that I want to do.
There were so many inspirational moments and so many things which I actually learned and found out from myself and what I really want out of life.
And if you're feeling freaked out at any time, freaked out, anxious, agitated, that's because your thoughts about you and your world are stirred up. They're stirred up. And you're experiencing them as real in that moment. They're just thoughts, they're not real. They're not real because they're not you, they're just ideas.
Developing my own internet marketing business and recognised that I was undercharging, and I wanted to come on this course to find out what might be the blocks and obstacles getting in my way. And I found the whole weekend to be really fantastic.
Just how meaningfully wealthy are you willing to be? Have you ever considered that it's purely a matter of willingness? Like, are you willing to be meaningfully wealthy? Whatever that means to you.
I left with a sense of well-being. It's not the happy, clappy, glowing thing. It's something that's real and tangible.
I suppose everyone wants an inner peace. And I always thought, you know, what will I be, 50, 60, 70 before I get an inner peace? But I've got it now, you know? So it's incredible.
So to all of you, I say namaste. And thank you for a wonderful weekend.